In this video, we will take a detailed look at Dacia's official maintenance service schedule. I will explain which checks are carried out, which components are inspected, and which fluids and replacement parts are changed to ensure the vehicle is operating correctly. The recommended maintenance procedures required to maintain the manufacturer's warranty can also be found on the My Dacia and My Renault websites. However, the information is available in a simplified format for users. In this video, I will show you my professional summary of the complete maintenance schedule, based on information taken directly from the official workshop manual. Before we begin, it is important to point out that Renault and Dacia state that maintenance schedules may vary depending on the country in which the vehicle was sold. For this reason, you may notice some differences in other markets. With that said, I will show you the general maintenance schedule for the 120 horsepower Eco G engine fitted to the Dacia Sandero in Spain. During the first year, the cabin air filter is replaced. It is located beneath the glove box, behind a screwed cover, and must be installed in the correct orientation. The filter is placed horizontally, with the airflow arrow pointing towards the passenger compartment. The next replacement is due after 2 years. Service A is also carried out. Among other checks, the following fluid levels are inspected: engine coolant, engine oil, brake fluid, and windscreen washer fluid. In addition to checking the fluid levels, the system is also inspected for leaks. Tire pressures, brake wear, and vehicle lighting are also checked. The recommended tire pressures are shown on the sticker located on the driver's door pillar. Finally, the tire pressure monitoring system and the service indicator are reset through the instrument cluster. Resetting the tire pressure monitoring system not only restores the reference values, but also turns off the warning light. Every 30,000 kilometers or every 2 years, whichever comes first, the engine oil and oil filter must be replaced. This engine uses a very low viscosity oil, known for its excellent cold start protection and its contribution to improved fuel economy. It also helps keep the engine clean by preventing sludge buildup. Castrol is currently the brand recommended by Renault and Dacia. The oil filter is a cartridge-type filter located underneath the engine, next to the oil sump, behind a threaded housing cap. During installation, the new seal must be lightly lubricated with oil. The housing should then be tightened to the torque specified on the cap itself. The drain plug washer is also replaced to prevent possible oil leaks. Every 2 years, Service B is carried out. In addition to all the checks included in Service A, the condition of the rear brakes, the exhaust system, corrosion, rubber gaiters, ball joints, and suspension bushes are also inspected. The service is completed by resetting the oil change indicator through the instrument cluster. Every 30,000 kilometers, the LPG gas filter is replaced. New clamps are fitted to ensure a proper seal. The LPG liquid phase filter is replaced every 60,000 kilometers. Before removing the filters, the shut-off valve located on the LPG tank must be closed. After fitting the new filters and with the engine running in LPG mode, the system is checked for leaks using gas detectors and soapy water. Every 3 years, the brake fluid must be replaced. The old fluid is extracted from each brake circuit using either a vacuum or pressure bleeding system. Replacing the brake fluid is essential because, over time and with use, the fluid deteriorates and becomes darker. There is a risk of corrosion damage and loss of braking effectiveness. Every 60,000 kilometers, or every 4 years, whichever comes first, the spark plugs must be replaced. On this engine, the spark plugs have a specific tightening torque of 13 Newton meters. This ensures the correct orientation of the spark and also helps prevent spark plug damage. To protect the electrical connection with the ignition coil, fluorinated grease is applied inside the coil boot. As indicated on the spark plug packaging, the threads should not be lubricated. The engine air filter must also be replaced every 4 years or 60,000 kilometers. This interval applies to vehicles operating under normal driving conditions. In dusty environments or areas with high levels of pollution, earlier replacement is recommended. Keeping the air filter clean helps prevent increased fuel consumption and reduces soot deposits inside the engine. For vehicles equipped with rear drum brakes, cleaning is required every 6 years or 120,000 kilometers. This helps maintain effective braking performance. A small amount of brake grease is applied to the contact points between the brake shoes and their support surfaces to prevent squeaking. The same type of grease is also applied to the front brake pads whenever they are replaced. As brake pads are wear items, there is no fixed replacement interval. Their thickness is checked during servicing, and they are replaced whenever they fall below the minimum specification. The automatic transmission fluid should also be changed every 6 years or 120,000 kilometers. This transmission is a 6-speed, oil-bath, dual-clutch gearbox and does not use a serviceable filter. It has 2 drain plugs on the underside and a filling plug on the front side of the transmission housing. The oil level is set using the overflow method. In other words, the correct level is reached when the fluid begins to flow out of the level plug located on the rear side of the gearbox. In contrast, the manual gearbox does not have a scheduled oil change interval. Renault states that the transmission oil is filled for life. In other words, it is considered capable of lasting for the expected service life of the vehicle. However, replacing the oil periodically is highly recommended to help maintain the health and smooth operation of the gearbox. After draining the oil, a new washer should be placed back on the drain plug. The correct oil level is also set using the overflow method. Every 6 years or 150,000 kilometers, whichever comes first, the auxiliary drive belt must be replaced. This is an elastic belt and does not use a tensioner. As a result, a special fitting tool is required during installation. The tool consists of 3 components. It is fitted to the water pump pulley and the crankshaft pulley, together with a guide hook that helps position the belt correctly. The timing chain is a metal chain lubricated by the engine oil. There is no scheduled replacement interval for this component. Under normal maintenance conditions, replacement is not required. The lifespan of the timing chain depends on proper lubrication. Every 150,000 kilometers, or every 6 years, the engine coolant must be replaced. The coolant is typically yellow fluorescent in color, or yellow-green depending on the manufacturer. It is identified as Glacial RX Type D coolant. The quality of the coolant is extremely important for protecting the internal components of the engine. The battery does not require routine maintenance. It is an EFB, lead-acid battery. This technology offers improved performance compared with a conventional battery, allowing it to withstand a greater number of engine starts and charging cycles. It is specifically designed to operate with the start-stop system. Under normal conditions, its service life is typically between 3 and 5 years. And that concludes my maintenance summary for the 120 horsepower EcoG engine. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to be notified when new videos are uploaded.